what all my dad wrote here is so true. I felt that it was full of happiness.
Hello and welcome to Holding Heritage. This is a space to explore and have honest conversations around the Asian North American experience. We'll focus on Canadian refugee stories, family, heritage, and bridging generational gaps. My name is Holly. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Holding Heritage. Today, April 30th, 2022, marks two very special occasions. First is Journey to Freedom Day here in Canada, a national day of commemoration of the exodus of Vietnamese and Chinese Vietnamese refugees and their acceptance into Canada after the fall of Saigon and the end of the Vietnam War. Today also marks Holding Heritage's 1-year anniversary. I launched this passion project of mine April 30th of last year, and I cannot believe how fast time has flown by. If you'd like to learn more in depth about what Journey to Freedom Day represents and what it really commemorates, tune into episode 3 from last year where I dive deeper into what it is, a bit of the history behind the boat people, and also talk about some of my thoughts around cultural identity and why I really felt moved to start this passion project in the first place. It honestly feels soul-stirring for me to be recording an episode 1 year after launching this project of mine, not having expected any of the sort of responses or opportunities that have blossomed from it. I feel so grateful to have met so many kind and inspiring and like-minded people throughout this whole process. And most importantly, I feel so proud that 1 year later, this project is just as close, if not even closer to my heart than ever before. In this episode, to celebrate, I want to share a couple parts of a really special memento that my family cherishes dearly, which is a handmade scrapbook that was gifted to my mom's family by their sponsors when they first arrived in Canada almost 42 years ago. In 1980, my mom's family, which consisted of my great-grandmother, 2 grandparents, my mom, her 3 sisters, and older brother, were sponsored out of the Hong Kong refugee camps they were living in after fleeing Vietnam by 9 Canadian families who were part of the same church and community in Calgary, Alberta. This scrapbook has now become one of the most precious and important family keepsakes that we have, as well as a sincere reminder of how far they have all come. It has a sturdy teal and gold front and back cover, bound by a single tattered navy blue string threaded through each craft page twice and tied in a knot in the back. Every eggshell-colored page holds a photograph or a Polaroid of each sponsor family. Next to it is a typewriter blurb written by them consisting of all of the family members' names, ages, hobbies, occupations, and personal messages. Alongside those are then beautifully handwritten translations in Vietnamese so that my family could understand and read them. When you open the fragile book to the front page, cut out and glued down is a message written on behalf of all of the families to start the book off. An excerpt from that message reads, "This little book is for Ly Van Huy and his family. We hope it will help you to get to know us better. We hope you will always be happy you came to live in Canada. We want you to feel free to always call on us for help, and we want our friendship to last many, many years, perhaps even to our children and grandchildren after us." My grandfather's name was Ly Van Huy, but to me, he was Gong Gong. At the end of the book lies a 2-page spread. On the left, a hand-inked letter in Vietnamese by my grandfather, and on the right, the same letter translated into English. He wrote this letter addressed to all 9 of the incredible families in response to receiving this heartfelt book. My Gong Gong passed away when I was in middle school, and I only have a handful of vivid memories of him, always smiling, turning his eyes into horizontal crescent moons, beaming over his rosy cheeks. I wish that I had gotten the opportunity to know him more deeply, and that he could have also gotten the opportunity to know me more deeply. But through the stories and memories of my family and sponsors who really knew him, and of course this letter, he still lives. The following is my mom reading the letter in Vietnamese and myself the English translation.
Calgary, ngày 30 tháng 6 năm 1980.
Calgary, June 30th, 1980.
Lời cảm tưởng của gia đình Ly Van Huy.
The words and thoughts of my family from Ly Van Huy.
Kính thưa quý vị, tôi vô cùng phấn khởi và hân hạnh thay mặt gia đình được đón nhận quyển sách do các vị trong tổ bảo lãnh trao tặng để gia đình tôi làm kỷ niệm. Qua những dòng chữ bao hàm đầy ý nghĩa, chân thật của các vị, gia đình tôi vô cùng cảm động và biết ơn.
Honored, respected, all of you. I'm extremely excited and lucky to represent my family in acknowledging this book you gave us for a souvenir. Your purpose in giving us this book is full of meaning for all of my family. I'm so moved and grateful.
Tôi nhớ mãi và không bao giờ quên được những phút gặp mặt đầu tiên với nụ cười hân hoan và cử chỉ nhiệt tình của anh David, anh Bert và chị Margaret. Như luồng gió ấm khiến gia đình tôi trong băng tuyết đã tăng thêm sức sống.
I will remember and never forget the first minutes, the smiles on faces, the gestures and warm love of David, Bert, and Margaret. It was like currents of warm wind blowing across the ice and snow in our hearts, increasing our energy to live.
Giờ đây sự thực đã đến với gia đình tôi. Các vị không quản ngại khó khăn, mất thời gian và tiền của. Từng ly từng tí dìu dắt gia đình tôi trong hoàn cảnh khó khăn về mọi mặt. Từng bước đi lên cuộc sống.
With my family's arrival, you paid no attention to difficulties, loss of time, possessions, and money, but little by little guided my family through difficult circumstances, step by step towards a whole new life.
Những sự thực đó khác nào như lòng mẹ hiền nuôi con thật là vô cùng quý báu, có gì so sánh được.
It's the same as a virtuous woman freely caring for her true own child. It's forever precious. There's nothing to compare with it.
Thưa quý vị, với lòng nhân đạo của chính phủ và nhân dân Canada, nhất là các vị gia đình tôi mới có hôm nay, tôi mong rằng tình cảm của chúng ta nó sẽ mãi mãi về sau và ngày càng gắn bó tốt đẹp hơn.
Honored and respected all, the humanitarian heart of the government, of Canadians, and especially all of you means that my family can be here today. I hope our love will remain forever and our relationship will every day become more beautiful.
Với tấm lòng thành thực, tôi xin gửi đến các vị và các vị gửi đến mọi người trong gia đình lời cảm ơn chân thành và chúc sức khỏe. Ly Van Huy.
With my true heart, I beg to send to all of you and through you to everyone in the family and the church these words of sincere thanks. Everyone in my family sends wishes for your good health. Ly Van Huy.
What all my dad wrote here is so true. I felt that. And that was almost like my pre-teen, right? When I was 12, right? Mm. It was full happiness. They're so good to us. And
Seeing, reading, hearing, and understanding this letter written by my grandfather fills me with waves of both gratitude and bittersweet longing. I can see it on my mom's face too while she reads her father's words and flips through the scrapbook, pulling nostalgic memories to share with me. It's in the moments like these, sitting with my family, reflecting on their journeys and everything that has been both gained and lost along the way, that I remember how incredibly lucky we are to be here together. And I think that today is a great day to remind us all of that very fact. So happy Journey to Freedom Day here in Canada. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported me and Holding Heritage this past year. It has brought me so much joy and growth. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to head over to holdingheritage.com to check out the episode show notes, where I have included some great photos. Here's to another year of exploring roots and building heritage. I'll meet you back here again very, very soon. Bye. Intro and outro music by Blue Wednesday. Be sure to check him out. He's amazing. And as always, Holding Heritage is proudly created, produced, and geographically based on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded lands of the Tsleil-Waututh and Comox nations of the Coast Salish peoples.